Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Cincy Lifestyle. Thank you for dropping by and checking in. Mona, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Clyde. It's a beautiful day outside. Well, you know.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Not.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. It could be. You know what? That is so funny because I watched a Fred Rogers special the other night when I couldn't sleep. So, yes, it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Right quick, Mona, you did a few weeks back an interview with the wonderful folks at the Joe Nuxhall Miracle League about their COVID Can't fundraising effort. I have to tell you, you have to go to their field and see those kids with different abilities play in the game to realize what a great community value that is. And right now, they're doing something called extra innings because, excuse me, the Hatton Foundation on Thanksgiving said, I tell you what, here's an extra $15,000, and if you can raise that much money, we'll match $15,000. And right now, they are $9,000 closer to their goal. They raised that in the first 48 hours, and who knows where they are in that process now. But just wanted to call your attention to it. It is, I don't plug into a lot of charities, but I do this one because they're doing great stuff in their community.
They really are, Clyde. And for those who don't know about what it is letting everyone of every ability have a chance to play baseball. That is just such a great mission, you know, for them. And he was such a generous guy. So this is really special to our community, and I hope that everyone will help and give and make a donation so they can reach their goal and keep it going. I just appreciate all that they're doing.
Yeah, you have to be there, and you really have to see kids out there playing and having a good time who otherwise might not get a chance to for this to really come home. So appreciate all the support and encourage more. You know, with the weather outside turning frightful, many people are looking for things that are delightful to give their house a more homey touch. Now, one option is creating adorable doormats to welcome you and your guests home. And a local woman is turning out some truly unique mats. Joining us right now is Jess Haungs, the owner of Haungs Calligraphy and creator of these incredible doormats. We're going to be showing them to you. So, Jess, thank you for talking to us this morning.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Indeed. Tell us how it was you got started in calligraphy in the first place.
So always growing up, I was always that kid that just doodled on their notes. So kind of took it to the next level and practiced self-taught calligraphy, a lot of YouTube videos, and did my first doormat. I think it was back in August of 2017 for a friend who got married. And, you know, the power of social media and whatnot kind of blew up from there.
All right. Who knew that doodling could get you into doing what you're doing now, right? So
Yeah.
So your doormats are really highly personalized. Kind of walk us through the process of making one, if you will.
Sure. So like you said, they're personalized to whatever you choose to want on there, whether it be somebody's last name or something like right now, like it's the most wonderful time of the year or something. But I basically handwrite it with a Sharpie, which there's one already right now in front of me written out. And then I'll paint it with exterior paint so that it lasts longer for your front porch.
Oh, wow. Okay. So now you are offering your wisdom and expertise to people who want to take classes. What happens during these classes?
So yeah, I will definitely write out whatever you are wanting. I think that's what a lot of people get nervous about, is thinking that they have to do that on their own, but I will definitely write it out for you, and then you just basically trace it with the paint and go over it. So it's almost like the same concept as Cheers to Art, but it's just something a little different.
And just so folks know, it's not just doormats, there's other home decor too, right?
Yep, so I can do signs, wood signs, really anything. I mean, if you ask me if I can't do it, I'll be honest with you, but try to be able to do as much as I can.
So what was the aha moment that made you say, hey, I can do this with doormats and actually maybe make a business out of it?
Yeah, so I think I had seen a doormat that was customized on my Instagram and just thought to myself, I'm going to try that. And just my friends and family in my ear saying that I should open an Etsy shop, and here we are 3 years later.
How about that? Again, it all started with doodling. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, so right quick, if people want to maybe commission a doormat from you, maybe take one of your classes, how do they get in touch with you?
Sure. So Instagram is the easiest way to do so, and it's Haungs_calligraphy. Or I have an Etsy shop. If you just even type in Haungs Calligraphy, that should come up as well.
All right. Well, Jess, best of luck to you, and thank you so much for talking to us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Have a great day.
Thank you. Mona?
Well, if you've traveled along the Miami River through Mainville, you've probably done a double take driving past the massive historic Peter Cartridge Factory. Well, today it's transforming into a series of apartments, community living, and of course, a brewery. So join us as Allie gives us the inside scoop on Cartridge Brewery.
Cartridge Brewing used to be Peter's Cartridge Factory, and also all behind me it extends through multiple buildings, and this portion is now a brewery, and that's what we're gonna go check out today.
Cartridge Brewing, which is on the banks of the Little Miami River, I may add, is stepping into the historic Peter's Cartridge Factory. Back in the 1800s, this is where the automated shotgun shell loader was created. Today, it looks a little different, but the history still carries over. And husband and wife and co-owners Kyle and Lindsay Hackbarth wanted to make sure of that when they began Cartridge Brewing in 2017.
An amazing historical place like this, if we didn't give it justice or tell its story, we were missing the boat. So we put a whole wall together with some amazing craftsmen friends of ours that helped us bring it to life, of etched patent drawings and pictures of the site's history and the founders to be able to tell the story. And it's actually on the back of our beer menu as well, is the history of the location, because people come here and immediately want to know more of what this place was and what it did and how did it influence the community.
Its high ceilings, massive windows, and overall spatial design lends a hand to their goal of creating this community-focused, hospitality-driven brew pub.
So there are people that are outside waiting for the brewery to open. It's not even 4 o'clock yet, so that's a good sign.
One side welcomes the more casual happy hour beers with friends vibe, the other dinner date or casual family outing. It's really their menu, though, that sets them apart from a typical brewery.
I think our goal with the menu, one, kudos to our executive chef, Jerry Johnson, who came from working with the greats in Cincinnati of Jose Salazar and Jean Robert and Jeff Ruby. And we brought him in. One, we wanted to have the food in our own umbrella as part of our organization. And our overall goal was elevated, approachable, above pub grub, but not stuffy or too fancy.
So one of the cool things that Lindsay mentioned is that they do Detroit-style pizza. Now check this out. We have the bulgogi pizza and then their garden pizza, and it smells so good.
And let's not forget about the tap. There's a range of 10 beers available, from a coffee amber to a hibiscus ale to a hazelnut cream stout and more. But it doesn't end there, because let's face it, not everyone is a beer drinker. For that, there's a curated wine list, along with cocktails that tie back to the history of the space, and even tasty non-alcoholic options.
Beer nerds, this is for you.
And to top it off, their glasses say it all. Honoring the past, brewing the future. It's really about becoming a part of the community, and a place where everybody may just know your name.
Wow, that sounds great, Allie. And Allie's here now joining the conversation. Hey, there was, what was it like being there?
Great question, because kind of like you said in the intro, when you're driving past these buildings, because it also used to be the old King's Mills powder factory, a lot of people know it as that. The building is so vast, so just entering the space to begin with was a very cool experience, because they're changing a lot of those into apartments, and then the brewery was in the back. So once I parked and kind of established myself and figured out where I was and then walked into the brewery, my first thoughts were, wow, this is cool. You have those extremely high ceilings, and you could still see the architecture of the original building, so they did a great job of that. And my other thought was, that they did such a great job working with the space and designing the space. So the architects and the branding firm that they worked with also works with a lot of other big breweries, Rheingeist actually even being one of them, and it shows. It's very well thought through. So if you even look at the C in the cartridge, it kind of resembles back to Peter's cartridge, the C in the bullets. So they're pulling those pieces of history into that space. And I was very, very impressed because it was very well thought through, and it really seems like a space that anybody can go and enjoy, whether you're just going for a meal or for a beer for happy hour.
Okay, so a couple of quick things about the food, because that's the other part of this piece. Number one, what is a Detroit pizza? And number two, what did you really like?
Okay, so the Detroit style pizza, now I am no Detroit pizza expert, so please nobody dock me on this, but from what I do know, the Detroit style is kind of that, it's like not as a hefty, it's like a pan pizza, but not quite that hefty Chicago style where there's a lot more sauce on it, but it still is a pan pizza. So that's what you saw in the image. Okay. And they really have a lot of fun with it. Like I said, they do the bulgogi, but then they're also expanding their menu into barbecue and a whole bunch of other things, and they want to make it approachable but not too fancy. And then in terms of the drinks and the cocktails, I want to note they did a really good job of pulling some of those history facts in as well. You know, for example, they have one called the Record Presser, and back in the day, it used to be Columbia Records. They used to press records in that space. So that's a fun sangria drink. And then they also do one that's called the 1890, because back in 1890, there was an explosion and a collision on the tracks nearby, and that's kind of where that tequila drink comes from. So they did a really great job on that. And if you're into history and into beer and into good food, I recommend checking them out.
All right, Allie, thanks a lot. And by the way, Mona, I'm going to point out, I asked her about food. She ended up talking about drinks. I'm just
I noticed
saying.
that.
I'm just saying. All right, guys, thanks a lot.
History.
Thank you. And coming up on Cincy Lifestyle, merry or scary? 'Tis the season for injuries as well. The Ohio Bureau of Workers' Comp will tell us about the real numbers behind how many injuries happen this time of year and how you can prevent them. Plus, if your teeth are looking a little dull from coffee, red wine, we've got something that can help. We'll talk more about a whitening system called Power Swabs and the holiday promotion going on right now. That's on the other side of the break.
Well, if you think having a white, bright smile will cost too much money, or it's too time-consuming, or the idea of having sensitivity issues keeps you away from that confident white smile, we have a secret that we want to share with you. And here to share it with you and tell us all about it and just how easy it is to whiten and maintain a bright white smile is my friend Scott DeFalco. Thanks for joining us, Scott, and we're going to jump right in. Tell us all about Power Swabs.
Oh my goodness, Mona, Power Swabs is certainly not a secret. In fact, it's really the leader in the teeth whitening industry and changing the way we whiten our teeth in this country and around the world for the last 6 years, because we've gone worldwide with it now. And the reason why it's been so popular, actually 3 reasons why, is that you're going to get results in less than 5 minutes. We're going to do it without sensitivity. I'm glad you brought that up at the top, because that's the biggest complaint people have about the other products. But it also works on all dental surfaces, Mona, which is a big deal because people pay a lot of money to get those procedures done. Over time, their smiles go uneven because they stain. Not anymore. Power Swabs will lift those stains, get you back to the bright white smile you had when it was done.
All right, so we're looking at a 2-step process, right?
Yeah, it's a quick 2-step process, and I brought a fun video, Mona, of time-lapse of 2 raw eggs that we use. And I don't know about you, but I cannot start my mornings without my coffee like millions of other people. So we took a raw egg, and we put it in coffee for only 30 minutes. You see it right there. And then for 3 hours. But even after 30 minutes, Mona, coffee can significantly stain your teeth. But with Power Swabs' quick 2-step process, we're first removing the stains, then we're whitening it. You see it right there. The stains are gone. It's pretty incredible.
That is incredible, Scott. So, you know what? Power Swabs has some other features that makes it so popular. So talk about that.
Yeah, it's great. It's so easy to use. And I'm going to show your viewers what they just saw with the egg video, Mona, because when you get the Power Swabs in the mail, you're going to get a box of 7 stain-out swabs, a box of 7 whitening swabs. You're simply just going to pop it open, rub it on your teeth, just like this, just like you saw in the egg video, for only 2 minutes. That's it, Mona. And with the stain-out swab, again, we're removing the stains, not covering them up like the strips in the trays, but we're also hydrating our enamel. That's why you don't get the sensitivity. The other products take the moisture out. That's why they hurt so much. So you do that for 2 minutes, pop open the whitening swab, another 2 minutes, and I'm done, Mona. In less than 5 minutes, you're going to get, on average, you're seeing it on your screen right now, 2 shades whiter. After the very first use, you're only going to do that once a day for 7 days and get 6 shades whiter. Best part, results last up to 6 months. Like I said, incredible product, and people just love it.
All right, well, let's get it into the hands of people. Tell us how they can get more information and get this product.
Yeah, first their hands, then their mouth. But we're going to give you our biggest discount ever, 40% off, plus free shipping, plus for free the on-the-go stain-out quick stick for the daily maintenance, Mona. Usually when you get a free gift with things, it's not that great. This rocks. Use it after your morning coffee or lunch. It's like brushing your teeth without having to. Rub it on your teeth for about a minute or two. Lifts the stains before they set in. The best part is that it's free. The only way to get that deal is to call the 1-800 number on your screen. There's also more information and updates at powerswabs.com.
All right, Scott, thank you. You know what? You're incredible and you rock. We appreciate you coming on the show.
You know, reports show that every year there are thousands of holiday decorating related injuries in the U.S. Yet there are some really simple tips to staying safe as you're cleaning up or setting up for the holidays. And here to talk with us about that this morning is Bob Braun with the Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation. Bob, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You gave me a rather sobering statistic about how serious a problem this is.
Yeah, I just read this week too as well. 15,000 holiday-related accidents occur every year according to the CDSC.
15,000.
15,000
and we're
nationwide.
We're nationwide. Okay, that's good news. At least that it's nationwide, not just an Ohio number. So talk to us a little bit about exactly what kinds of injuries we're talking about.
Sure. There's two main kind of injuries. Number one is ladder injuries, falling off a ladder, and then number two is the icy conditions and the slips and the trips that can come from those two.
Mm-hmm. So let's address the ladder situation, because I've been on that ladder, putting them up and taking them down, and that can be a little hairy. What are the problems and how do we avoid them?
Well, if you think about Clark Griswold and you watch the classic movie,
I knew he was coming up.
And you watch that movie, he does about everything he can do wrong on the ladder when he's putting up his decorations. And so there's a couple of things that happen. Number one, you're using a ladder that's not built for the job. It's a little bit too short. Number two, people tend to stand on the top level. You should never stand on the top level of the ladder. And then the third thing is the biggie, and that's stretching and overreaching. So we use the belt buckle rule. So you keep your belt buckle within the parameters of the ladder, you're going to be in pretty good shape.
Probably also helps to be aware of the ground conditions and also to have somebody there working with you to keep you safe.
Absolutely. Having someone to be with you to kind of stabilize that ladder is really important. But if you think about winter weather and the ground being either icy or soggy because it's wet, that ladder is going to shift a little bit. So you want to make sure you have someone with you.
Sure. Let's talk about icing on sidewalks and driveways, snow and ice on sidewalks and driveways. How big an issue is that?
A huge issue. Winter's unpredictable, and you never know when it's going to be icy or snowy in the morning, especially if you're out there. If you're on a driveway, driveways tend to be sloped, so that's going to exaggerate the problem a little bit as well. So just making sure your surroundings, you've heard of black ice before, it's ice you can't see or you're not aware of, it just looks like the ground. And so just being aware that it might be a little bit slippery for you, and be aware of your surroundings.
So in that situation, what do you recommend people do to be safe on those conditions?
Well, just when I step out into a cold day, I'm kind of testing the water, so to speak. You step in on the sidewalk and you see if there's any thin ice out there, and just kind of be cautious.
Okay, so the other issue that we got to be careful about is our driving and what happens on the road. Tell me about the concerns there.
Yeah, it's all about defensive driving. And again, I talked about black ice. You never know when you're going to hit an icy patch, whether it's in the sun or not in the sun, and there might be icy patches here and there. So it's all about defensive driving, keeping plenty of distance between you and the driver ahead of you, and just taking it easy and slowing down a little bit.
What about preparing, particularly with a car, because you're dealing with a lot of equipment in a car, all of which has to work the right way, particularly in snow and ice?
Yes. So you come out in the morning, if your car's parked outside, there's going to be ice kind of caked on on the windows. Yes, there was this morning for me. You have to give yourself a few more minutes to get that ice off, and making sure all your windows are clear and working properly.
Tire tread's an issue too.
It is, so making sure that you've got the right tire and that it's not thin on the tread wear is going to keep you in a better
Again, here's another one. So right quick, how do people get to you to get more information?
Great question. We have a safety campaign called BeSafeOhio.com. Be Safe Ohio, so then go to BeSafeOhio.com. Your preview showed our little guardian angels. We've got some cute little commercials there. I call them the everyday working man's and working woman's guardian angels, and they've got a lot of tips and a lot of cute videos on safety.
Okay, all right. Bob Braun, thank you so much for being here with us.
Appreciate
Indeed.
it. And we'll be back with more Cincy Lifestyle on the other side of the break. Plus, did you know Cincy Lifestyle has full episodes of the show up on YouTube? You can find fun segments you've never seen before or watch some of your favorites again and again. So subscribe now on youtube.com/Cincy Lifestyle. And we'll be right back.
Quick look outside tonight, today rather, mostly cloudy skies much of the day. Highs this afternoon back in the mid-40s, Mona.
Clyde, you know what? It looks like night out there. That's why you said that.
Thank you.
And that's Cincy Lifestyle for Thursday, December 3rd. And you know what? Thank you so much. It's such a blessing for you to watch us every day, and we appreciate it. Make today a great day.
Hey, thank you so much for watching our video. Now, if you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before, or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, be sure to make it a great day.